Welcome once again, class, to Test Prep CA7 Part 1, question number 1. Question number 1 says, Dr. Mad Sci wanted to bake a cake for his minion Worm. The cake called for 2 quarts of milk for the top layer, 3 quarts of milk for the middle layer, and 6 quarts of milk for the bottom layer. How many cups of milk will he need for the cake? Well, before we go any further, I think we need a guest appearance. There, now we have a guest appearance from Worm's older brother who's not nearly as good looking. Anyway, so for this problem, what we have is we have the cake calling for 2 quarts of milk for the top layer, 3 quarts of milk for the middle layer, and 6 quarts of milk for the bottom layer. As always, I'm going to draw a picture, because drawing a picture is just going to help you in general. So it's a 3-layer cake. The cake called for 2 quarts of milk for the top, 3 quarts of milk for the middle, and 6 quarts of milk for the bottom layer. So that's a total of, when we add them all together, 6 plus 3 plus 2 is going to equal a total of 11 quarts of milk. Now it says, how many cups of milk will he need for the cake? Well, what we have to do is we're going to have to convert into cups of milk. This is really important that you recognize that it said that right there. If you missed that, you're going to get the problem wrong. And I guarantee that 11 cups would be one of the answer choices there, but that would be the wrong answer choice. So what we're going to need to do is we need to take this 2 quarts here. We need to take this 3 quarts and this 6 quarts, and we should add them all up. So we have 2 plus 3 plus 6. When we finish that, we'll have a total of 11 quarts. But that's not what they're asking for. They're asking for these cups of milk. So now we have to figure out how many cups are in quarts. And what we're going to do is we're going to do gallon guy. So give me 1 second, I'll draw a gallon guy. And here we now have gallon guy. Now there are 2 cups that are supposed to be inside each pint here. Unfortunately, it's really hard to draw that very clearly. So just assume that inside each of these pints are 2 cups. So the question is, how many cups are in 1 quart? Well, the answer would be, there would be 4. And here I'm going to mark them with red dots. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 cups per pint, and there's 2 pints, so it's 4 cups within 1 quart. And each of these would have that as well, just so you know, okay? Each of these red dots represents 1 cup. Now, that gives us some really fun stuff to work with. But what we need to do now is we need to actually do the conversion. So give me 1 second, I'm going to give us a little bit more room. All right, now what we're going to do is we're actually going to do that conversion. I'm going to do it over here in red. And the way that I've taught you to do that, don't forget, is to do a process table. And the reason we're going to do it that way is because soon here we're going to be using these a lot. So you have the X, you have Y, you have your process, and X is your input, okay? Y is your output, okay? And what we have here is we have 11 quarts, right? But we don't want 11 quarts. We actually want to know how many cups that is. Well, we don't know exactly that, but we do know from our picture here, we do know that it is 4 cups per quart. So I'm going to do that here. I'm going to say in 1 quart, there are 4 cups. Now, if that's the case, what do I have to do to get from 1 to 4? What is the process? Well, as you can see, the multiplication process to get from 1 to 4 is actually going to be times 4. Well, if it's that way for 1 quart, then if you have 11 quarts, you're also going to multiply it times 4, which is going to give us the total number of cups. So I'm going to do that problem here. 11 times 4. In case you don't know your math facts, you can always do it longhand. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 1 is 4, for a total of 44. And that's 44 cups. So your total answer for how many cups of milk he'll need for the cake is 44. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget that you can always rewatch the video if you're having any questions, and it's definitely a good idea the night before the test. All right, see you on video number 2 for this section. Bye.